Hello children, welcome to Science. Today we are going to study fifth lesson, structural organization of a cell. What is a cell? Cell is the structural and functional unit of all living organisms. It is microscopic structure. We cannot see this with our naked eye. Cells can be classified as prokaryotic and eukaryotic cells. Prokaryotic cells or prokaryotes do not contain a nucleus or any other membrane bound organelles. Eukaryotic cells or eukaryotes contain membrane bound organelles, including a nucleus. They can be both single celled or multi celled. Prokaryotic examples are bacteria and cyanobacteria. Eukaryotic examples are plant cells and animal cells. The living things are classified into two. One is unicellular organisms, another is multicellular organisms. In unicellular organisms, their body is made up of a single cell. Example, paramecium, amoeba, bacteria and viruses. Multicellular organisms are made up of many cells. For example, plants, animals and human beings. Children, we have some different types of cells in our body. For example, blood cells. In our blood, there are three types of cells are there. One is RBC, next is WBC, the last one is platelets. RBC carries oxygen and carbon dioxide. That is, they transport the respiratory gases. WBC protects the body against both infectious diseases and foreign invaders. Next is platelets. Platelets prevents blood loss when we have injury. The another important one is a nerve cell. Nerve cell transmits neural impulses. Children, living things are classified into two. One is plant, another is animal. The living which is made up of plant cell is called plants. The living which is made up of animal cell is called animal. Okay, let us study the parts of animal cells. Children, we have many parts in our body: arms, legs, heart, kidney, liver, eye, brain, etc. Just like organs in our body, the cells to have different parts in them that functions together to help them survive. These components that are in the cell are known as cell organelles. Now, let's learn a little bit about the important parts of the cell. The first one is the cell membrane. It is living membrane and is also known as plasma membrane. It is outermost covering of the cell. It has a tiny pores on it. Certain substances go in and out of the cell through these pores. The plasma membrane is therefore said to be a selectively permeable membrane. Next is cytoplasm. Cytoplasm is the jelly-like substance found inside the cell. All the cell organelles are embedded in the cytoplasm. Protoplasm. Protoplasm is the living substance present in a cell. It includes the cytoplasm, the nucleus, and the other cell organelles confined within the cell membrane. Let us study important organelle, nucleus. The nucleus is the control center of the cell. It contains DNA, which is the genetic material of the cell. The outer covering of the nucleus is called the nuclear membrane. Next, mitochondria, the powerhouse of the cell. Mitochondria is also known as the powerhouse of the cell. An important process called cellular respiration occurs in the mitochondria, and it provides the cell with energy that it needs. The next is lysosome. Lysosome is the cell organelle that helps break down waste materials in the cell. Lysosome destroys any pathogens like bacteria that enter the cell. If needed, it can destroy its own cell if the entire cell is defective. Hence, it is also known as the suicidal bag of the cell. Next is endoplasmic reticulum. Endoplasmic reticulum forms the supporting framework of the cell and also helps in transportation of materials from one part of the cell to the other. Next is endoplasmic reticulum. Endoplasmic reticulum collect and distribute substances made in the cell. They secrete enzymes, hormones, etc. Next, let us study about the plant cell. There are some major differences between plant cell and animal cells. They are, in plant cells, cell wall is present, but in animal cell there is no cell wall. Instead of that, it has a plasma membrane. In plant cells, large vacuole present, but in animal cell it is small or it is absent. Plastids are present, centrioles are absent in plant cell, but in animal cell plastids absent, centrioles are present. Cell wall. Cell wall is made up of cellulose, a non-living substance. This is why plant cells are more rigid and have a definite shape. A cell wall is 100 times thicker than the cell membrane. The next important, very important thing in plant cell is plastids. Plastids containing the pigment chlorophyll are called chloroplasts. The chlorophyll pigment gives color to the leaves. Chlorophyll is otherwise called food factory. Food of the plant is prepared in it. We know plants prepare their own food with the help of chlorophylls, but animal cannot. Let us study a few things about a microscope. Children, beginning of this lesson I told you we cannot see cells with our naked eye, only it can be seen under a microscope. What is a microscope? A microscope is an instrument that helps us visualize things as small as the cells in a body. The last part of this lesson is a basic composition of the body and a cell. Our body is made up of 62% of water, 6% of minerals, 16% of fat, 1% of carbohydrate, 16% of protein. Our body is mostly composed of water. Children, that's all today's lesson. With this link, I give you the classwork notes and answers for objectives. Thank you.